Hello, students. My name is Brett Maddox. I'm your professor for SPC 1608, which is an online public speaking class. I did want to address the group here at the beginning because this is certainly different than the beginning of any class I've ever taught with the current coronavirus out there. I want to talk about two things, potential challenges to the class that may have been made worse by the coronavirus, and an overall how I'm going to handle the class, class format. First of all, this class does normally require you to assemble an audience of 8 adults at 2 different points in the semester. At the end of week 2, which would be a week from Sunday, and at the end of a week 4, which is 2 weeks after that. During the weeks leading up into those classes, those Sundays, you have to give your introduction and then your informative speech. Normally, all sections of this class follow the same requirements, so it doesn't matter which professor you get. And the rubric and instructions say that if you do not assemble that audience, you cannot get a grade for your speech. We have some conversation going on in the background on if that's going to be modified given the situation today. At the moment, I don't know that it will. So the best I can say is if you feel that assembling such an audience is going to be beyond your means, whether or not there was a virus, then taking this class online is not going to be ideal for you. If you feel that the virus alone is the reason for the problems, you may wish to postpone this class or just pay attention over the next several days as I try to get clarification on this point. Secondly, I did want to talk to you briefly about some of the general format for the class. If you've taken online classes before, you're probably used to most assignments being due by Sunday of the week. If you look at the due dates for these classes, for this class, you will find that the majority of weeks have due dates both Thursday and Sunday. I believe 3 of the modules have a Part A and a Part B. Part A needs to be done by Thursday because some of the material in Part A is required for Part B. You'll also notice that there's due dates on such things as readings. Those are the suggested days that those are done because the assignments due on those days generally draw from those readings and videos. You will be held responsible for that material. For example, if there's a speech and some of the material that you were required to look at included how to handle introductions, it will be expected that your introductions are, take that into account. I do hope that we have a great semester together, and I do know that the situation with the virus is very fearful for a lot of people. For myself, I do have family members who would be in those compromised groups that if they caught it, they would be at risk, although myself, and as far as I understand, my kids are not likely to see a serious risk from it. I'm assuming many of you out there are in similar positions. My thoughts out to everybody who's concerned. Remember, as my wife, the nurse, tells us, wash our hands. Hope we'll have a good semester.